Can you think of anything of real value that the outsiders have brought with them?
Their music.
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. So we are currently sitting on the Celestial 48. It is a couple days after the survey, but to get started, let's go into what happened at the survey. So the morning of, we had to get up really early. I'm not the biggest morning person, but it was definitely, Austin had to get me up and force me, because we had to get to the survey around 8 o'clock in the morning, and we were still like 45 minutes out.
So we arrived at the dock where the survey was going to take place.
Alright guys, so we are on our way to the survey. We're really excited. We're hoping this goes all well. And yeah, so we're going to see if there's what's going on with it.
It was like 8 in the morning, and we met this awesome surveyor who I found online on these like forums and stuff named Mike Hagan. And he was awesome. He went in and out of everything. So we started with the deck and we worked our ways around the deck, looking at the winches, looking at
what I see so far about all of the winches, all the drums, everything looks good on them.
Okay.
But they do need some service. They need some grease in them.
Okay. You know, the rigging on the deck and the mizzen mast, which is step to the deck, and some other things on the deck. And we didn't notice anything really wrong with it. Everything seems like it's in good condition. There's no soft spots. There's nothing that is structurally wrong with it. There's an issue with the mizzen forward chain plates, but we'll show you that in a little bit. Next, we went downstairs and you know, turned on the electronics and turned on everything that was down there. And the only issue that we really ran into was the refrigerator wasn't working. So we think it's the pump to the compressor, which is bad, but we're not too sure. So while we were down there, we were opening up every cupboard, nook and cranny, and trying to figure out, you know, what's in there. And we found lots of parts and lots of different replacement things, and so we would go through that as well, so the surveyor could say, hey, you know, you guys have quite a few things here. This is common, this is not common to replace, and so on.
So after we got done on the inside, it was time for the haul out, which was so cool to like be there and be up close while they were hauling this boat out. I mean, when they hauled it out, then that's like when I was really like the wow factor set in of how big this boat really was. And it was so awesome to see this boat out of water. I mean, it was really cool. Everything on the bottom of the boat was actually in great shape. There was not, like, for sitting in the water for 3 years, you think that there would be a lot of blistering, and what are those little,
well, not necessarily blistering with sitting in the water, but you know, older boats do have the blistering.
Yeah, there was like no blistering. There wasn't any
barnacles.
There was, yeah, that's what it is.
Barnacles.
You think that it would be covered in barnacles. There was no barnacles at all. There was only barnacles in the propeller. So Mike just went around and tapped on the boat. It was really cool because he wanted us right next to him pretty much at all times to like kind of get a feel of what goes on, and it was really cool to be able to walk around with him and him explain as he's going. So he was just like tapping on the hull and listening for different sounds, if it, like the sounds changed or whatnot, to see if there was blistering or different defects in the hull.
Yeah, and then we obviously put more zinc on and took the old off. And the bottom was just in such good shape. You know, we saw the rudder, saw, you know, everything, and the haul out wasn't too long. It was probably an hour that it was out of the water, and it just looked really good. It didn't even need a new bottom job or anything like that. So
I wanted to see these guys just like joking around and like taking this boat out like it's nothing. Like, it was really cool.
I know, it's like this little tractor machine that just comes
well, it wasn't
up.
Very little.
Well, you know,
compared to
you
that,
see,
yeah.
you see it, you know, it has these little legs on it. It looks all skinny.
Yeah.
And then it just hauls this massive boat out of the water with these straps, and you're just, it's crazy to see it.
And I got, like, that's when Nikki went into full filming mode. I was really interested in it, so I was getting, like, all these different angles, and the guys were probably, like, they were making fun of me, and it was a lot of fun. Like, everyone was really cool. We definitely, I'm really happy when we went with Mike, because he was fun, he was funny, he was down to earth. He definitely had a lot of knowledge to give us, and his wife was really nice. We had a good time talking about different things, and just everyone that was a part of this was like just really cool. And Yeah.
So after the haul out, we put the boat back in the water, and it was time for the sea trial.
Okay.
So we motored our way down the little canal right here.
So we just got done with the haul out. Now we are gonna be doing the little sea trial. So yeah, we're just cruising right now and going through the marina.
We got out to sort of open water, and you know, tested the engine, tested the generator, see how everything ran. We ran the engine at like, I don't know, 3,500 RPMs or something.
I got to steer.
Yeah, Nikki was steering, going in circles and stuff. So
It was fun.
yeah. It was cool, and it was nice to see. You know, it's interesting because when the boat's sitting and you initially have the beginning part of the survey, surveyor Mike is checking everything inside, but my thought that during the sea trial he was going to be out, you know, captaining the ship, but he wasn't. He was just checking to make sure everything was working while it was running. And it was really interesting, and so it was so cool to see how he was in the engine room 85% of the time. So I crawled,
checking like the different temperatures. He had his, you know, checking the wiring, checking
the temperatures on the generator, the engine,
making sure we're not blowing up. So that was good, you know.
Yeah, and I crawled in there with him, and he was just showing me some things and and showing me, you know, spare parts and stuff. So that was really cool to see the what goes on behind the scenes during a sea trial with the surveyor. And also we had Ron, the selling broker from Dunbar Yachts, come with us, and he was a really, really cool guy.
Yeah,
he was.
Ron's funny.
He's a funny guy, and he's awesome because he's so straightforward. He would just say, "Oh, here's a problem there. Here's a problem there," and it was great.
What was that thing that was leaking called again? Not leaking, but it was just
Stuffing glands.
So after the sea trial, we came back to the dock, and Mike went up onto the mast to check everything up. So we hoisted him up. I did some hoisting, and then I left it up to Austin because, you know, he needed to get that going. And there was like wasps in the boom, so they were like flying out, and I'm like freaking out because I do not like wasps. But it was really cool to see him go up all the way. It was really high, and he's just like jumping around.
Yeah, he's jumping from spreader to spreader. I mean, it was awesome to see.
Yeah.
Because most of the time, surveyors, or not it's hard to find a surveyor who has no problem going up the mast, and this guy had absolutely no problem with it. He was jumping to spreader, checking out all the rigging. It doesn't really, the rigging's in good condition. I mean, there's some rust from the inside out near the top, but I mean, we need to change maybe 2 areas of it.
So after the survey was done, we said our goodbyes and we went home and we awaited the final report. So we had to get all of our stuff out of the rental car because we were soon going to be dropping it off, but we just wanted to get it out before so we didn't have to worry about getting it all out and rushing. So we just wanted to get all of our stuff out, bring it into the hotel room. Austin's wearing like all of my crazy hats. I have like this pirate hat, and he's like wearing a stack of like hats and a pirate hat. And then this lady, we run into her, and we have like these huge carts that are just full of all of our crap. And we run into this lady named Paula, and she was a really funny lady, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, what's going on?" She wanted to hear a little about like us and stuff, so we kind of told her what we were doing. And then we get in our hotel room and we're just like ready to like hang out and, you know, watch TV or something. And we get a phone call from the front desk, and it's the front desk lady, and she's like, "Yeah, Paula wants to invite you guys to dinner. She's going to be over at this restaurant. If you want to meet her over there, she'd like to buy you dinner." And we're like, "Well, why not? She wants to hear our story, so why not go to dinner with her?" So we went over to this Italian restaurant, and she had her 2 little dogs that were really cute, and we just had a really good time talking with Paula, and she was really nice.
So we had a Coleman stove, and
yeah, it was nice to have, you know, someone who we could like talk to. I mean, we were with each other nonstop, like we always are, but you know, we're so far away from like family and stuff that it's nice to have somebody take you out and to talk a little bit and just have a good time. So that was really nice.
It had like almost like a sense of home feeling, just because like a sense of family, just because we were with someone else having dinner and talking, and it wasn't just me and Austin talking to each other, which is always nice, but you know, it's nice to see other friendly faces.
So the next day we got the official report for the survey, and so I came back without Nikki to the boat to go over some things because, you know, when... Alright, so I'm off. I have to meet with the selling broker and also a bunch of repair people to figure out what it's going to cost to repair the items that we found during the survey that were defective and wrong. When you're getting the survey done, there's so many different aspects to it, and the surveyor Mike was saying so many different things that it's so hard to just comprehend it and go back and just remember what he said. I mean, you remember the big things, but when the little things like a cracked, plumbing line underneath the sink, you're not going to really remember that very well as the broken refrigerator. So I came back alone and I just went through everything. So we're on the boat, just checking some things, trying to see, what needs to be done, looking at the fiberglass work, looking at the heads and stuff, because they need new pumps. So I'll show you. I'm gonna have to change out these pumps right here. So we're in the process of negotiating after the survey, and I called an AC guy to come over here and check out, or a marine AC guy to come check out and diagnose the problem before we actually get in a little bit deeper, so I can have an understanding on what this stuff is gonna cost. It could cost $1,000, it could cost $3,000, we don't know. This is all gonna be determined in the negotiations and stuff. So I guess we'll see. And I have the fiberglass guy coming to check that out, as well as the mizzen chain plates back here. You could see that the fiberglass right here, so here's the chain plate. The fiberglass came undone, so I'm gonna have to Dremel this out and then figure out what kind of, if it looks like a box or something. And I took the report and I would go to every problem that there was to just make sure that I was aware of it and I could see it and whatnot, so I knew if I needed to get a quote for renegotiating, I could. So the next day, the following day, I came back again, and this time I got quotes for the bigger issues that were, needed attention to, and so we had some people come on board who gave us quotes for those, and it turned out to be not as bad as you thought, but then again, I'm gonna triple that just in case. So, and then you go back and you negotiate again with the seller.
I wasn't with Austin during these because I had to do some of my own business work, for my other YouTube channel. Austin and I split up. Not split up, but split up. He went to go get some quotes on the boat for repairs, and I stayed back because I had some stuff to get done for my other YouTube channel. So basically I cleaned up the room because it was a pigsty, and I worked out and took a shower, and now I'm about to get to work on my beauty channel. So that's kind of what's going on, and nothing too exciting. I mean, I think probably on Austin's end it's going to be a little bit more interesting. Not really a lot going on here inside the hotel room. Yep, just me and the hotel room. We're really hoping that everything goes well, but we're pretty much set on that we're gonna get this boat, but I mean, we'll see, and hopefully he comes down, because this is stuff that we need to get fixed, and when you have a price and whatnot, so yeah. So
our plans are to hopefully purchase the boat, and then we're going to be taking it down somewhere near Miami or Fort Lauderdale, staying in a marina there. And then Nikki's grandfather, I think, is going to come out, stay aboard with us. Yep. And we're going to sail around.
So stay tuned to see the next video to see if we get the boat. Hopefully. I would love to call this home. I mean, it's beautiful, and yeah.
Adios, amigos.